Look at these cucumbers. I think nearly every single one of them took. I got a couple where they're singles, but for the most, and this one, I have no idea what's going on there. But for the most part, maybe I did that seed too deep or something, but it won't matter. This one's got 3. I can always transplant that real quick. Oh my goodness. So pickling the mini-me's. And, sorry, I thought I saw something. And then the market mores. All right here are going to be growing up on this new panel. The heirloom tomatoes in the house garden. I lost a couple, but it looks like most of them came through transplant. They're starting to green up after all that rain. Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin. I garden in a ½ acre in East Central Florida. So today is prep this half of salsa garden day. And it needs to be completely ready to go, I think, today. I think it's not that big of a space. So I'm hoping that this is only a couple hour project. I'm probably underestimating that. Maybe 4 hours at the most. We're supposed to have 70% chance of rain, and it's supposed to be here by noon, and I've already squandered my morning a little bit. Pretty much my plan is to come in and mow and then start layering. I have some chicken manure, some more. I have horse manure, and I gotta till all that in and then cover it. That really is my main goal just for this morning before the rains catch us. It's hot and very humid, and so it's gonna be, you know, taxing to do this, plus the sun is on this garden. If I have time, I'm gonna tackle this cattle panel as well, but I'm gonna leave the blue salvia. In time, regardless, I'm gonna be working my way all the way back to the onions, which are back over here, which have totally gotten covered up. It's not good, it's ugly. I'm not 100% certain what's going on. I got nervous when Helene was predicted to pass by here and gonna be a Cat 3 or 4, or we didn't know anything at that time, really. It was just really developing into something strong. I did make an order from growhaas.com, and I was just very nervous about that, that the hurricane may wipe out what I have. I don't think it's the hurricane that's gonna wipe out what I have. It's the fact that I can't see it. The sweet potatoes have completely overgrown this area, so that's good and bad. But I'm gonna work on the other side of salsa first, and then when time permits, hopefully in a day or two, I'm gonna make a big emphasis to either pull the sweet potatoes or cut the vines back just dramatically. They're covering up my onions. I can't even see. I've got onions in here, but they can't find some, you know, there's onions back in here. I still haven't picked up much from the storm. Yeah, look, there's onions in here, but it's a mess. And I had to restart this several times and pop in a new battery, but I hope I said, I got 100, they were 10-15Y sweet onions from Haas, just in case everything here falls apart. Remember, this is why we start July 19th, because there's plenty of time for oopsies and failures and restarts. And I don't think they ship their starts until the second week in November, which is exactly what I was trying to avoid. But they are actually really big, so maybe that'll compensate for not having, you know, my seed, which I started early, still looks smaller than what Haas is advertising. Or you can go to dixondale.com. I think they ship, check the dates, but it used to be November 9th or the first week of November with their things as well, and they also offer a good price. I just wanted to support Haas. Both are family-run companies, but Haas, you know, is going to be in recovery post-hurricane, and I wanted to send them some revenue their way and support them. So I love Dixondale too, though. Don't get me wrong. When you have oopsies, that's the best thing. I got to pull this drip line. It's out from here, but it's here, and I'm going to have to hit this with a mower again. I'm leaving 2 pepper plants, and that's it. Hopefully, this will be fast. You guys time me, okay? Oh, I don't have a watch. Alright, you guys, I was overheating, and I think the whole job took me only about 20 minutes, if that. And that includes taking Buddy inside because he was overheating. I didn't want him to do heat exhaustion or heat stroke or anything like that, being a black dog. I think we were only predicted to be about 89 degrees today, but I swear with this heat index, it must be like 100 plus, somewhere in there. So let me tell you, I will just go through the layers real quick. I mowed, I then tilled, and I tilled on purpose because I thought about it and I was like, I really honestly need to break up. There were vines, there was the Asiatic dayflower is a very viney thing, and it's all over in there. There were sweet potato vines in there. I just didn't feel like, you know, the easiest thing is mow over them. Let all the greenery, you know, go back into the soil and re-nourish the soil. It's a type of like composting in place type of deal. Okay, so then I tilled, and then I put the chicken manure on, but I didn't quite have enough to go all the way to that far end, so that's why I went a little stronger with the aged horse manure that has no grazon in it. If you're new to the channel, we had a couple new subscribers. So this manure I'm using is from a horse friend. I usually ride horses in the winter because she has extra horses and they need exercising. But they're on grass all year long, and then they only get alfalfa cubes, which we tested, and seems to have no ill effect on tomatoes. So we knew that was grazon free then. And I believe that alfalfa is grazon free anyhow, just because the type of leaf structure it is, grazon can't be used, or herbicides, let's put it that way. So I tested it in the spring and it looks good. So then I put on the aged horse manure a little thicker on the end that didn't get as much chicken manure, which is kind of fresh and kind of hot, but it'll have time to break down. It's not very concentrated chick manure. There's a lot of extra fine pine mulch inside there with it, but it didn't seem to affect the flowers up front when I did that maybe 6 weeks ago or something. Then I stopped and started heat stroke. I did spread that out a little bit. I don't need a lot. I just wanted to make compost tea. We're in a synthetic fertilizer ban right now in Florida for another 30 days. Today's the 1st, so I think it ends for me on the 31st. And then I can go back to other things. But at this point, it's blood meal, bone meal, feathers. I put feathers in there from the molting. It's manures. It's fish fertilizers. It's seaweed kelp. Those are the things that I can use right now and still be within the recommended regulations or ordinances for the state of Florida and for my county. Definitely check out the rules. There's a couple counties that came off of their fertilizer ban at the end of September. I think they were in Southwest Florida, but don't quote me on that. I did a whole video on that. I'll link that at the end of my fertilizer plan. So anyhow, the next thing I'm gonna do when I get a cloud to go over and when I am done in the pool, I feel like my temperatures come down a lot. It didn't take very long to overheat. Y'all be careful in this weather. So what I'll do is I'll just come back with a plastic ground fabric, landscaping fabric. And I said when I was doing the house garden over here, I don't have time this winter for a lot of weed pulling. And you know, some years that's okay, but because it's the slower season, the plants aren't requiring as much, the weeds don't grow as fast. I don't go completely dormant here in Central Florida because dormancy is at 10 hours of sunlight and we have 10 hours and 20 minutes, but things go to a crawl. So, but we plan on doing a porch project, tear down the shed project, and a bathroom remodeling project. So with all that happening on the inside or other things not out here, well, I'll probably record the shed coming down, I would think, but not the other things. So anyhow, with all that happening, I'm just gonna give myself permission to use a little gardening aid and put down a lot of landscaping fabric right now. I'm so over the weeds this summer, even though I didn't even take a break this summer from gardening. Usually I try to take a month or so off and just not at all worry about it. But with everything that happened with the trees and the prep and then the trees going weird and the tree guys going weird, and then you know, just all that stuff, I ended up just always being busy every single day out here, starting seeds or planning, you know, those things. So anyhow, you know, commercial people, they do that too. They use it. Some people don't have time for weeds. I wish I just had a few, well, no, I don't really wish that I had a few raised beds, but if I had just a few raised beds, I wouldn't even consider it. I just am doing it because I haven't done the exact measurements, but I think I'm well over 2,000 square feet of just garden beds, the squares. And that doesn't include the food forest, the orchard, you know, the smoothie garden, the stuff on this side, you know, and the butterfly garden up front. You know, there's so many things going and juggling all at once. And I would actually like to travel maybe this coming season, holidays. So we'll see where that goes though too, because of there's been a lot of destruction in the southeast. So we'll just see what goes on with that. So, okay, let's get back to landscaping fabric and burning holes. All right, here are some of the items I'll be using today. This is just any kind of lawnmower to knock back the heavy growth. And this is a self-propelling mulching mower. And but you know, whatever you got, I'm sure works. I do love my 4-stroke Honda FG 110. Is that a 25 horsepower? I'm not real sure. My husband picked this out as a gift to me because we had the 2-strokes kept needing replacing every year or every 2 years. This 4-stroke is a game changer for me for the last 4 years. The other thing I needed and used was a wheelbarrow to catch the chicken shavings and then move the horse manure. And then I just used and recycled some ground fabric from years past. It was obviously from a longer garden, so maybe it was used up in the front. Some of those gardens are much longer, and it worked just fine here. There is actually ground fabric under here, so it does leave maybe about a foot or less, maybe like 6 inches in here. Not going to be covered, but that's okay. I'm not worried about a little bit like that. And I just pulled up this drip, the main line, and I could have swore I had extra drip line in here, but I can't find it anywhere, and I don't see a hole for it. So I think there never was one in here. And so perhaps I gotta look. I think this is brassicas on this side. This is salsa garden, if you don't know. This is, I think I had brassicas, like cauliflower mostly, maybe broccoli on this side. And I was thinking, oh, that's right. I was thinking about putting peas back here on this cattle panel, having a walkway, and then peas on this cattle panel. So I could just go down the walkway and pick both sides. So that's really good. And I sew peas pretty tight, so it's okay that I don't have ground fabric in there. I can manage a little bit. I just don't want to spend my whole winter pulling weeds. And then, so there's no actual drip line coming off the center here. So there's one here, here, and then one for the peas. So that, okay, I'll go in the house. If it looks like I need more, I'll put an extra drip line down the center here. That's easy to add. And that's where it ends. I'm so excited. You know, there's a couple spots where it's been cut before. And then there's holes in here. I don't know if I'll put plants in there, but that I'm just recycling what I already had, and I probably won't need to put any more holes in that fabric, or maybe I will. No, I will. But it is what it is, and I'm happy it's down. This part's down. Now I can just let me show you the babies. The babies aren't ready yet. Oh, and cabbages. That was the other thing. I wanted to put a few heads of cabbage in there too. Now the cabbages are ready to go. This is Stonehead, I believe. Yeah, right here, Stonehead. And then we re-sowed. I didn't get any cauliflower in my first batch. I think I used old seed. So I have twister cauliflower here, Bellstar broccoli, dead-on cabbage. So, you know, I'll just use all these to fill up that area on this side. And the other side will be, I think I'm going to try melon. I don't hold a lot of hope up for it, but I'm going to try it. My phone's ringing. All right, on that note, we're going to end this video here. I do need to troubleshoot. I don't need to troubleshoot. I know exactly what's broken. The tree guys ripped the line up, the underground line, by scooping, and so they pulled it out and pulled so hard they broke. Hold on, I did show it in the tree video, but in case you didn't see it, let me just show it to you, right? Let me get this weed out of here. They broke this line, so that's just a coupler, and I'll just, oh, that's the T. Okay, I'll have to see if I got more T's, and then I'll put a new T in there, and then this garden will be ready to irrigate. I am not going to put holes in just yet. I don't need to, because the plants aren't quite ready. And I checked the heat index. We are at 102 right now. No wonder I can hardly breathe out here. It's just incredibly hot and humid. I'm over it. I'm sure you guys are too. I would sure hate to be rebuilding a house or being a lineman working power lines in this kind of temperature. This is ridiculous for October 1st. So anyhow, with that said, we're going to stop right here. Let's call that a successful day. I might get back in the garden tonight because I think Jack may be helping a friend with stuff with an airplane. So anyhow, with that said, take care, you guys. God bless. Stay cool. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.